Good day, everyone. This is the Gaming Aztec. Welcome to another video. Today, I will be rounding out some of the gaming news that I have come across this week. Hopefully, you will enjoy the video. The first topic we will be talking about is about the new Fallout series that will be coming on Amazon Prime. Here, many critics had said, and from other videos that I have seen, is that it has a very high score on Rotten Tomatoes, around 90 to 93%. I'm not exactly sure. And here, a tweet from Peter Ovo saying that the show itself is fantastic. He gives it an 11 out of 10. So that means it's a very good show. What this signals to me is, I think Xbox or Microsoft itself is giving itself new avenues for growth and profit, like what Sony has been doing previously with their games, like the Last of Us TV series. Now, Xbox did it with Halo. uh, I don't think it was that successful, but unlike the Halo TV series, I think this Fallout series has more hype and has a better rating through critics overall. I'm not so sure since, first of all, I have not watched both series, and I don't have an Amazon Prime account, and I also don't have a Paramount Plus account. I only have a Netflix account and a Disney Plus account I have been using, which is actually not mine, but my sister-in-law's. But uh, regardless, it shows us that Microsoft is willing to copy from other companies, since everything in the business world, or everything that we do, is we copy what is successful. Like when Microsoft saw Sony's being successful with its TV adaptations of its games, then Microsoft is following suit with its games. So maybe we will get a Gears TV adaptation next time, since Fallout is already having a TV adaptation. Also, Halo is also getting a season 2, I think. What is also great for Fallout fans is, after the announcement of the TV series, Bethesda themselves has given an update that later this month they will give a new next gen update to the Fallout game. So, which includes the back compat, like the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One players, and also current players. So since it is on Game Pass and PC players, so we will have a new update on Fallout 4, which is uh like let's say an cherry on the top, since the successful release or launch of the series. And now they follow it up with a new update for Fallout 4 next gen update, which it includes many things. Here it says releasing a free Fallout 4 update for download on Xbox Series S and S and PlayStation 5. This update also includes native applications for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, performance mode quality settings, as well as stability improvements and fixes. And it will go up to 60 FPS, which is that's what us gamers are majority of us are clamoring for games to be 60 FPS. So it also says here Fallout 4 players on PS4 and Xbox One will also really receive a free update with stability improvements and login and quest fixes. So it's nice that Bethesda it's themselves is having doing a follow up with the successful launch of the TV series. I hope that this continues and it will be successful for them. Now, for the next topic I would like to talk about is we'll be talking about EA Play, saying that EA Play will have a price increase outside of Xbox Game Pass. So here, this article is from purexbox.com. It says that the the 1 month, no, sorry, it says it indicates here each price increase from the old price to the new price. So if you're going to buy it by monthly, it is increasing by $1 each month. Or if you're going to buy it for 12 months or a year, it is increased to $10. So you will still save if you will buy a yearly. It saves you around $2, but it's still a price increase, which is not good, especially with this economic situation around the world. I know everybody's hurting with the high prices and the inflation. But the thing is, if you're a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, it gives you more value for your subscription, since Xbox Game Pass Ultimate did not increase the price if you are going to buy it in the yearly basis, or the yearly base, not the monthly. And especially now that EA Play has increased their monthly subscription to by $1 or $10, while your Xbox Ultimate subscription is still the same. So it just adds more value to your subscription. So it just goes and continues to show us that Xbox Game Pass, especially if you have the money, I mean, to have an Ultimate subscription, that's the best value in gaming right now. Ever since I have my subscription, I've been able to play plenty more of games. The games that I don't usually buy, since I also am in a tight budget when I'm playing games. And now I'm just saving my money for games that I actually want to play, or games that I know that will not be included in Game Pass. Like for example, I have not played Hogwarts, for it's already released for 2 3 years already, and I'm still waiting for it to be on sale, more than 50% sale before I buy the game. But because of Game Pass, I am able to play like the PGA Tour, which I don't usually buy, the FC games, the FIFA games, the Madden games. I'm not playing that usually. I don't buy that. The Call of Duties, especially if it will drop on Game Pass. Diablo 4, I did not buy that. I waited for Game Pass. Then it's really additional value, specifically, especially if you really want to play games, different types of games. Even though you're casual or hardcore, it's really valuable to have if you have the means. I mean, now for our next story, this is also a little bit about EA Play. In some countries, this is a post from Idolsloft. I don't know if this is really true yet, or if this is confirmed by Microsoft. It is said here that Microsoft has put a new limit on 13 months for Xbox Game Pass Core and PC Game Pass in 8 countries, also EA Play in 2 countries. This would deter people from buying Game Pass subscriptions from key shops and stacking their membership up to 3 years for a lot cheaper price than what is RRP? Retail. No, it's not suggested. Retail price. I'm not sure what's the meaning of RRP really. So these are the countries that are involved: Argentina, EA Play; Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Mexico, Singapore, Taiwan, and Turkey, EA Play. So uh, first of all, it sucks that they are trying to put a limit on how you can stack your subscription. Like for me, I just recently renewed my subscription. I think it was last year. I renewed it, or it was late 2022. Then now my subscription is up to until 2026, so I am good for at least another 2 years before I will renew it. But I don't know, maybe some people or somebody in those countries are trying to rig the system, or trying to sell it underground. I don't know the details. We don't know. There are many aspects to this, and we are not that sure if this is really 100% accurate. I will not criticize people for giving information. I'm just advising people to don't believe everything they see and heard without verifying the facts. But I will not discredit Idol's for his information. But I just want to say that if there is more or confirmation for like Microsoft and others. That's all. While here there is a new post from Tom Warren saying that Microsoft is bringing parts of its Xbox dashboard to the web with party chat and more. A new Xbox Cloud gaming interface will give you more direct access to Xbox Party Chat, messaging, notifications, and much more. So here, I think this is just additional quality of life improvements. So at least it gives us more convenience to access your party chat and other features if you're an Xbox player. I know if you're an other console player or maybe PC player, it's not relevant since you use Discord in your PC, while in PlayStation they have their own party chat. But at least this is a good quality of life improvement. While let's go to the biggest news that I would like to talk about. It says here that NetEase enters a new agreement with Microsoft to explore bringing new titles to Xbox. First of all, it says here in the article that Blizzard announced its games will be returning to China under a new publishing deal with Microsoft Gaming and NetEase, which is actually very huge for both NetEase and Microsoft since China is the second biggest market after the United States. So since Xbox is already has a foothold in the US, even though it's losing to PlayStation and Nintendo, it's I think it's better for them to focus on outside of the US since their main base is in the US to expand their player base, their player count, and their not only that their profits, their revenues, and partnerships with different companies. Like this is one of the steps they can do it since China is s- the second, if not the biggest market out there since it is a big country. It has more than I think 1.6 to 1.8 billion people. I'm not sure if I'm correct. Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. So those people, even though let's just say 30 to 40% of those people are a big boost to Microsoft's bottom line if they continue to work together with the Chinese publishers like NetEase since Activision Blizzard previously terminated their agreement. But now, since they're bringing it back, I hope that they will continue to do the good work by expanding to all platforms their games in all markets. That includes China, since China is a big market. So with this, Microsoft is doing it's really just funneling more money into their to Microsoft itself since China before when Activision and NetEase had their partnership, they had millions of players, so it brings them revenue. So I think this will also brings them around the billions with how big WoW is on China and with their different titles. And now they have expanded on their partnership by having partnership with NetEase to bring their games, NetEase games into Xbox and other platforms. Maybe I think the other platforms is specifically telling to the handheld, to the PC, not necessarily Sony and Nintendo. I don't. I know it's not indicated, but I think that's what is indicated between the lines. That's why they say other platforms. It means the PC, the handhelds like the Rogue Ally, the Steam Decks, the Lenovo handheld, the rumored Xbox handheld, right? And maybe Nintendo since Xbox has a great relationship with Nintendo, and I think they have a better relationship with Nintendo than in PlayStation. These are the list of games that NetEase uh, publishes or owns. So different titles of PC, console games, mobile games like the Naraka. I just recently found out that it is published by them by NetEase. They also have Marvel Super War. So even though it is a mobile game, but I think it uses Marvel characters and it's a mobile game. which is good for Xbox when they are want to expand their mobiles offerings, since they already own King and they have a good relationship with Epic. So here also other games, Super Mecha. So many games, and also I think NetEase has their own studios, like the previous creator of the Yakuza game, which I think is working with NetEase now on his uh, own studio. So I think that will be also part of the deal. I don't know if it will be exclusive or non-exclusive as long as it comes to Game Pass. We're not sure, but what it says to us that Xbox is really serious on expanding their portfolio, their player base, their player count to the whole world, and they're really into their goal of having 200 million or billions of players or Game Pass subscribers into their service. So doing partnerships here will like NetEase, like improving relationships with Japan, having their ID and Xbox, their global publishing arm. They're they're doing the right things to improve and make Xbox more profitable. Like I know the Hoyoverse relationship with Sony is very profitable for both sides, PlayStation and Hoyoverse in general itself, because of the Genshin Impact game, the Honkai Star Rail game. I don't know with Honkai Impact Third if it was um, ported to PlayStation, but I know Honkai Star Rail and Genshin Impact were ported both on Xbox, sorry, PlayStation 5, and it was a big boost to the revenue of Hoyoverse, and I think it also boosts the player count on the PlayStation, since it introduces both games to the PlayStation fan base. So I think uh, Xbox will also be trying to do that with NetEase, since they already had a previous relationship, and now I think because of this deal, it improves their relationship more, since it repaired the relationship that was severed between Activision and NetEase before, and now since NetEase is partnering up with Microsoft or Xbox, I mean in general, I think this partnership will be like similar to what Xbox has with Sega in Japan. So if somebody or some of you will be saying maybe it is a move to for a future acquisition, I don't believe it. First of all, if you think acquiring a Japanese company is very difficult, acquiring a Chinese company as big as NetEase, um, they're not as big as Tencent, but they're still big. They're one of the top gaming companies of China, along with Tencent. Is astronomical. No, sorry, I'm not wrong word. Astrom Massively more difficult to acquire Chinese companies, especially these types of big companies, compared to acquiring Japanese companies, since Japan, or what I mean, Japan itself, I mean the government itself has a good relationship with the West, especially the United States. Unlike China and United States, relationships are what should I say, are very stressed. Their relationships between the United States and China is very stressed, especially China's government, the CCP, is has a communist authoritarian style type of government. So it is very difficult for US, I know not US, Microsoft to acquire companies, except if they're not publicly traded. Maybe it's private. I don't know, but I know that China is more stringent and more strict when it comes to these kinds of things compared to Japan, and I think this will be more politically motivated if there will be an acquisition between Microsoft and any Chinese company, like for example NetEase or Tencent, whatsoever, or maybe Hoyoverse like that. So don't believe that. Maybe in the future, if relations change, we cannot say, we cannot predict the future, but as of this moment, as of now, the way things are going around the world and the relationships between the countries, uh, I doubt that. I will put money more on Microsoft acquiring, like for example, Sega, Konami, Square Enix, instead of Microsoft acquiring a Hoyoverse, a NetEase, or a Tencent, or a company or publisher that is on a similar size like them. So yeah, good for both sides. It's win-win. It's on the players, for the players, everybody. So the last bit of news that I would like to talk about is actually it regards to the rumor which was sent by Giant Gaming a few days ago, but I was not able to find the tweet anymore. It is said that um, Microsoft is planning to acquire Square Enix, and it says that Sony is secretly fighting to fight off that acquisition. First of all, we cannot say that that rumor is true or not. Since first of all, uh, acquisitions are very hard to predict, and companies are very secretive when it comes to dealings like that, especially like for example the latest acquisition of Bungie and Activision. We did not hear anything about that acquisition except for the official announcement being made by Phil Spencer on stage and by Sony on Twitter when they formally acquired Bungie. So I think that is just a rumor, or secondly, I think that is false itself, since companies, like what I said, don't leak information, particularly when it comes to acquisitions, since they want to keep it on the wraps and don't want to um, feel or have the backlash on them if acquisitions fall through, or it's not true, or not. So don't believe that tweet, since it is just a rumor, or maybe I don't know where did he get his source. But if we're talking about acquisitions, Square Enix is an interesting choice, since personally my top three choices, if Microsoft were to acquire a major publisher in Japan, my first choice will be, personally, will be Bandai Namco, since they have tons of IPs, anime related IPs, JRPGs. I think they're the biggest publisher in Japan. So if um, Microsoft wants to have a foothold in Japan, I think that's the best way to go. But I think that's impossible, since Bandai Namco is the biggest, and it's not purely a gaming company, a video game company. It is also an anime company, a multi entertainment company. So I think that will be more difficult for Microsoft to acquire them, since it's a multi entertainment company. Second will be Sega, since they have everything that Microsoft needs: Japanese presence, the name of Sega, Sonic, a new mascot, JRPGs, tactical shooters, everything. They especially they also bought Rovio for mobile division, and they just recently separated their gaming division and their Sami casino or Sami business. I think if we are going to say easier to acquire, I think Sega will be easier, but I don't think so. Microsoft needs to acquire Sega. If you are going to think on a business sense, since first of all, Sega and Microsoft has a great relationship, especially their relationship now. Look at them. Say Atlas just released Persona 3 Reload directly on Game Pass day one, and I think PlayStation 6 will be coming to the Xbox. When will it be released? We don't know, but we are not sure if it will release to Game Pass day one. But I am sure that it will be coming to Xbox if the Persona 6 game will release. And I forgot to mention the new DLC, the expansion, Persona 3 Reload episode, I guess, even though it's not available to all Xbox Game Pass subscribers, it is available to all Ultimate subscribers. So I think it is at least another additional benefit as an Ultimate subscriber. And we all know that it is impossible for Xbox to acquire Sony or acquire Nintendo. That will be really bad, and it may be called monopoly, some rules that will not apply. And the third one that I think that lightly, yeah, I think Square for me is, I think, the third choice if Microsoft were to acquire a big publisher. Konami will be interesting, but the problem with Konami is they don't have physical studios. They have um, IPs like the Yu-Gi-Oh, the Castlevania, the Metal Gear Solid, but Hideo Kojima was the one who made that Metal Solid game famous. But now he's just a freelancer, and Microsoft can just call Hideo Kojima immediately for a new game if he wants. So I think, but according to the rumors, having Square Enix being acquired by Microsoft is really interesting. I think, in a business sense, Square Enix is the best likely scenario, since compared to the two, Xbox has a better relationship than with Sega, and I think it has different meanings if Microsoft were to acquire Square Enix. First of all, Sony will lose one of his major exclusives, like the Final Fantasy series, since it's exclusive to PlayStation. So they will lose that. Secondly, Sony were the ones being rumored to buy Square Enix before Sony jumped the gun and bought Bungie. So what what will Sony feel after, for example, Microsoft bought Square Enix under their noses? Especially, I think Sony has a stake in Square Enix Studios, but I think this acquisition will be easier for Sony to do, since they have a stake on their studios. But the problem is Sony has a money problem. They don't have that much capital, unlike Microsoft. And what will what will the pony say? The salt will keep on flowing, especially if this were to happen, that Microsoft really bought Square Enix. So we will just see. Let's see what the future holds. We cannot tell, but as a Xbox subscriber, I am a go to any future partnerships or acquisitions, since it will add more games to my Game Pass subscription and add more value for my money. Especially now, I'm still waiting for the Call of Duty to release. Diablo 4 just released. They're having more games being added, like the Tomb Raider game just added yesterday, I think. And some Nintendo games will be coming here on Xbox. So I think it's a good year. And like other games that will be coming this year, Hellblade 2, um, Av- Avowed, right? And Indiana Jones, the DLC of Starfield Scatter Space, right? So, and I think there's the rumored Gear 6 that will be shown in the next Microsoft show in June. So, it's a good year for Xbox all in all. I just hope that all these promises and rumors will come true. Then, um, I hope that people will enjoy their gaming. No? So, again, if you're here until the end, thank you for listening until the end. Please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment, and have a good day, everyone. Goodbye.